Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Are you ready to pop your cork? In the left corner at 6'4", 242 pounds, with a record of 45-0, the undisputed.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Will.
Hey, how many bottles of wine have you had?
Well, Will, it's not the wine. I'm just so excited about the podcast.
Yeah, I am too. This is not a boxing match. This is We Know Texas Vino.
Salute.
Welcome, everybody, all you Texas wine lovers out there. I'm your host, Will, and we're out here at an amazing location. And I'm just going to say, before I get actually into this, we got to actually take a tour of this place. And when you look at it from outside, you're just like, oh, okay, this is just another tasting room, large tasting room. Well, when you actually come in here, this is not just a tasting room. This is an experience, and not just a experience as in wine. I'm talking about food. I'm talking about spirits. I'm talking about beer. I'm talking about everything. And this is, man, I can't say enough about it, but we are at Arch Ray Resorts here, and we're talking to Lance Brodsky, who, man, I'm telling you, when you took me around here, I was really shocked by this place. So welcome to our show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
It's just, first off, I want to thank you for allowing us to come in here and do this. It's just walking around was just amazing, the tour and stuff. We'll definitely get all into that here in just a few moments, but let me talk about our social media stuff. So folks, I know y'all out there have heard me many times. We want y'all to go out to our Facebook page of We Know Texas Vino and go out there and like us and follow us, because we actually talk about everything out there that's all about Texas wine. You can also find us on weknowtexasvino.wine and also .com. And then find us on any podcasting platform that you can listen to your podcast at, and give us a 5-star rating and give us feedback, because we love hearing about what you have. Even if you have a question or a suggestion for a winery for us, tell us where to go, because we want to bring content to y'all that y'all will enjoy. So again, this is We Know Texas Vino. This is episode 67. This is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful place. And I've got to see the vision. We'll talk about the vision here in a little bit with Lance, but we are at Arch Ray Resorts in Fredericksburg, Texas. And man, Lance, I got chills just sitting over here just talking about this, because I mean, I want to see more, and we only have so much time in a day.
Sure.
So let's start in the really basics here, okay? So we know this came from a dream, or actually started at Fiesta down the road here with Stephen and Sally Baxter. So tell us a little bit about them.
Sure. Actually, it did start with a dream 21 years ago, for this exact resort. Mm-hmm. They were actually in the rock quarry business when they opened up Fiesta Winery. Okay. And somebody told them, man, you should plant grapes. And they're like, what's that about? And they're very good, like 6th generation Texans, right? So very religious people, mm-hmm. and they felt like God told them to plant a vineyard. Oh. And they were like, okay, are you sure about that? And next thing you know, everybody that kept coming to them said, plant some grapes, and grapes got in the ground. And that's how Fiesta started. But he had this dream to build this resort in Fredericksburg 21 years ago. Wow. And so when they purchased the land, it came up, they made a ridiculous offer on it. And the guy said, okay. And he went, I guess we're doing this. Wow. And so it started off about, I'd say 5 years ago, is when it started doing all the construction, mm-hmm. and then COVID hit and caused delays. Right. But man, about a year ago is when we actually had our, we'd call our soft launch. Okay. So we've been open for about a year. We're about to celebrate our 1-year birthday here. So I know there's multiple facets of this. So sure. We have the resort, which is the big thing encompassed. But so you got the tasting room. We do. So tasting room. We've got it's kind of hard to explain on that part. The best way I know how to word it is we're a brewery, we're a distillery, and then we're a winery that also has a restaurant. Right, we're not a restaurant that has all the others, but we're a winery, distillery, brewery that also serves amazing food inside of it. Oh, and from what I saw online and the comments and the reviews, man, I'm just telling you that, some of that plates over there, I was going to have to eat my computer. Hey, we're ready for you. We'll cook it. So, but you not only have this property that we're at right now, but you also have an RV park. What else do you have going on? So we do have the RV park right next door that people can come and enjoy. They can walk over. There's trails. There's over 300 acres that make up Arch Ray Resort. Wow. Right. So there's a lot of nature trails that they can go on and just take especially during flower season, right? Oh, yeah. When all of these blooms are going on, it's beautiful to walk. And so it's right along the Pedernales River, so you can enjoy that. But you walk right over from the RV park and you're right here on this part. And then we also have a real estate development that's also part of Archway Resort that has over 200 plus homes with its gated community. It'll have a fitness center, clubhouse area.
Nice.
And then we're going to be building a Wyndham hotel that's going to be on property with an event center. And I believe we'll be the only event center of the magnitude that we're doing in Fredericksburg as of right now. So we're pretty excited to bring a new aspect to Fredericksburg that'll open up a lot more opportunities for wine festivals and all kinds of great things that you see in a lot of communities that wind up having an event center.
Wow, that is awesome. So, okay, so you said that this was a dream 21 years ago. So what made them want to do this? I mean, there has to be something that was there in place to say, hey, you know what, I want to do this.
So when the best way I know to explain Steve Baxter is he's a visionary. Mm-hmm. He defines the word dreamer, right? So I think the resort was what is something that Fredericksburg didn't have. There's a lot of wineries,
yes,
right? We're starting to see some distilleries pop up that are starting to come to this area. But where is something where you can literally go to one spot and experience all of it in one place? Literally, like from a ranch to table restaurant, clean eating, right? You've got, again, great beer, great spirits, great wine, but you can stay on premises and have a great time and enjoy your time while you're in one area. And so I think the dream and vision really just came from seeing a need,
right?
And going, let's fill a need. And that's where it developed from.
Nice. I mean, that's what happens with anything in this world. You know, it starts as a dream to fill a gap or a void somewhere. And next thing you know, you've got this big, massive, XYZ, whether it's a car or a cell phone,
Sure.
If you see a gap, you see a need, you fill it in, and next thing you know, you've got this massive thing that becomes a phenomenal event or a phenomenal location in this case here. I can't say enough how amazing this is. And we got pictures, and even the pictures are not going to do it justice. I mean, you actually literally need to come here and actually check it out firsthand. It's just amazing. I really like this. I noticed on the website it's a whole family involved type thing here. So I was reading about Fiesta. So I want to shift down here to Fiesta for a little bit because since it is part of Archway. So I saw that there's a lot of family that started down there. So the daughter and the son-in-law and everybody down there. So kind of explain how they all decided that this was rolling in together with them.
Sure. So the greatest privilege that I get is working for a family-run company. People get the misconception when they see this or they do see Fiesta, when they see the grandeur of it, because there's 4 tasting rooms to Fiesta. There's 2 here in Fredericksburg, 1 in Marble Falls, and the main location is in Bend, Texas.
Okay.
And so people will look at this Archway specifically and think, California winery, right? And so it's there, but no, it's not. It's mom and pop. Right. And their children, and their whole family works it. And so their daughter, Savannah, runs all of the Fiesta locations and also has a boutique store in Fredericksburg called Savvy Rays that she runs. And then you also have Shane Baxter, who lives on premises here, is their son. And he runs Archway along with Steve and Sally, who oversee everything.
Okay.
And so to literally still have a mom and pop shop, with everything that you see. And I mean, Fiesta, it birthed off of them. They gave it as a Christmas present to Dad, a winemaking gift. Wow. That's how it started, was just a little winemaker, right? And they started playing with it, and he had fun, and they started letting friends taste the wine, and they're like, ooh, that's good. And they would find, friends would say, can you make a sweet wine? Right? And they're like, sure. And so the area that they were in currently at that time, Lampasas, loved sweet wine.
Yep.
And so they became one of the largest producers of sweet wine in Texas.
Wow.
All from one little thing. And they would hand bottle, and they would do it as a family, and they'd box them up pallet by pallet. Right.
Wow.
And then they got their first bottling machine, and now it's this big, huge entity that's operating, and they do an amazing job.
That's where it's called family involved right there.
Full family involvement. Yeah. All the way down to their kids. Yeah. So now there's actually 6 generations that are still operating, right? Okay. So now their grandchildren, Steve and Sally's grandchildren, actually still help. They're involved at the main location in Bend, Texas. They're part of the shipping, and I mean, you'll see them walking around and doing just as much as anybody.
Nice.
So it's a true family affair.
And I love seeing that. And that's the wine industry in Texas does a lot of family involvement. It's not just, one person in the family and then everybody else just sits aside like, I'm not going to support this. No, it's truly all family that's involved with this. And that's what I love about Texas wine industry is because of that. Sure. And this is amazing what they have, they've built out and they've dreamed out. So, man, I don't even know what else to say out that. So you have 4 different things. You talk about beer, you talk about spirits, you talk about wine, and then you talk about the restaurant. So can you talk about each one individually?
Sure. So I'll start with the restaurant just because it's the quickest and easiest.
Okay.
So all of our beef comes right off of the Baxter Ranch.
Okay.
We call it 1894 Baxter Beef, which is also the name of our restaurant, is 1894. And that was the year that the ranch was founded. So all of our beef is pulled right off of the family ranch, and it's a Wagyu Angus beef. So it's mouth watering. I mean, there's nothing else like it in Fredericksburg. It'll tantalize your taste buds.
Right. I'm wiping the drill from my mouth right now.
There you go, as it should. Our chef trained under Wolfgang Puck.
Wow.
And so he puts out some absolutely unbelievable dishes. It's full of flavor. So I love the fact that while our focus isn't the restaurant, our food is going to be dynamic.
Right.
You're going to have a great experience. Then we have the Paul B Distillery, which the name Paul B came from the family's prized cutting horse.
Okay.
And that's how it got its name, was Paul B Distillery. And so right now we just rolled out our last one, which was our tequila. So we have all of the spirits right now. We have bourbon, rum, tequila, gin, and vodka. So it's a full lineup, right? We're pretty proud of that.
Wow.
And we're going to keep growing. So the goal is to just keep on rolling them out and come out with all of them. So we got the clears. So next will be all the browns and the darks and the flavor profiles that come with it. We do have one of the most, I would say, if not the best mixologist in Fredericksburg.
Okay.
So you got to come try. He's known for his old fashions. As a matter of fact, people come just to try his old fashions.
Okay.
We also have a pink pineapple bourbon margarita that is to die for.
Okay.
So
pink pineapple
bourbon margarita. That's a mouthful.
I'm trying to wrap my mind around that right now. We'll come back to that in just a minute.
Sure. It's just another realm that we get to play with, right? So I love the fact that our distillery opens up the opportunity to intertwine with the restaurant, and you can come in and just have a great cocktail, and you're going to get amazing drinks here. So then we have the Ogle Brewery, which Ogle comes from Sally Baxter's family. Ray Ogle was in her family, was grandpa, right? So Ogle Brewery was formed, and man, our brewers they just actually took second place on one of their beers. It was a peach beer that they got, which it was our first entry, and so we're pretty proud of the fact that just like that, and they're already winning awards. But we've got at least 8 beers on draft at all times.
Okay.
And they rotate because it's an ever changing business.
Right.
And man, they're fantastic. Everything from porters to gozas to IPAs, and you name it, you can taste it.
Now, go ahead and finish that. We're going. I don't want to switch gears. I want you to finish what you're talking about here.
Okay. So after Ogle Brewery, you have the Archray Winery.
Okay.
And I saved that one for last because obviously you're in Fredericksburg, and so Fredericksburg is known for being wine country.
Yep.
Right. So the name Archray came from Archie Baxter. They cut that short, called it Arch, and then the Ogle that I was talking about before, his name was Ray Ogle, so you had Arch Ray. And so we launched the Arch Ray brand, and we've got your reds, your whites, and it was a new entity for us because Fiesta was known for its sweet wines.
Right.
So Arch Ray is not in the sweet wine game. So we are a true 100% Texan winery. All of our grapes are right here from Texas.
Okay.
So we're pretty proud of the fact that we're one of the few that are on the trail that is a true Texas wine. You're not getting a California grape. Not that there's anything wrong with them. We just wanted to give people in Texas an opportunity to enjoy Texas wine. Right.
And that's the one thing that I do about this podcast is I want people to understand that Texas makes great wine.
Great wine.
Yes, there are some places that gets grapes from other places outside of the country of Texas. Notice I said country, not state.
I got that. you said it perfect.
But I mean, and the reason why they do it is because Texas weather is so volatile. Like,
sure.
1 minute, I know a good example. 2 weeks ago when I was looking for the weather down here, when we were coming down here, it was supposed to be like 90 degrees, no chance of storms whatsoever. And I looked at it last week, and now it's completely changed. It's
tropical storm.
70 degrees. Yeah. It's going to rain, and we're going to flood away, and got to have canoes to get around. And
only in Texas.
Yeah, only in Texas. But I mean, it's I know last year when we were down here, they had just had a hailstorm that beat up a lot of the crops, and so unfortunately they had to go elsewhere. Whether it was up around the high plains, or even had to go to California to get some grapes to fulfill what they needed. Sure. And unfortunately, that is an unfortunate thing, because again, Texas weather is so volatile. 1 minute it's sun is shining, and the next minute you got snow on the ground. And actually, I've seen that before in Texas. On one side of the, like I was coming home one night from work, and on the north side of the highway, it was no snow on the ground. And on the south side of the highway, there was snow on the ground. And I'm like, what is this nonsense? I actually thought I was going blind. So it was definitely an interesting experience. But that's awesome that y'all are 100% Texas. Now, I want to ask you this. I know you said you're not a technical person.
Sure.
Do you know where you get your grapes from?
All from the plains.
All from the plains. Okay, yep. Awesome. That's probably some of the best places to get it.
We're pretty proud of it. So yeah. I say that all from the plains, and then also from our own property we grow.
Okay.
So obviously they get them from the plains and they planted those vineyards.
Right.
So, but all plains is our main primary spot that we get the bulk of our grapes.
God, nice. And now, are y'all planning out here also? Y'all planning to plant some vineyard out here, several blocks for people to see, whether it's for production or not?
It's primarily going to be for beauty, right? People like to see those vines when they come in, and you look at them. Now, if we can harvest them at the same time, then it's a double win. So, yes.
Now, I know when you was giving us the tour, you took us into a members only area. So we're going to talk about your member stuff right quick. Sure. So I know every winery always has a members only stuff, so that way they get the special treatment because you are a member, and I'm a member of several different wineries, and I get little special treatments from them. But for here, you actually talked about a beer. What for your members only? Y'all got special beer, special wine for them back there. Tell me that one beer you was actually talking about a while ago.
The bourbon barrel aged porter.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not a beer drinker, but that makes me want to drink one just because you said that.
Sure. We do have a members only area. In that members only, there are beers that are on draft over there that we keep specifically for our members. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, like you said, they join wine country because they want to belong to wineries. Right. But in this area, we found that a lot of people are signing up because they also want to be a member because of the benefits that they get to our beer and spirits. Right. So we found that a lot of the beers that they like, they have specific favorites. So we try to do our best to cater to our members and have some of their favorite beers at all times. Mm-hmm. So when we're rotating, it'll be in the restaurant, but in that back area, a lot of the members' favorites are always going to be available, or vice versa. If we're trying something new, they're going to be the first ones to get that experience and get to have that. So it's been fun. It's a different concept.
Yeah, it definitely is. I've not heard of a location that had membership, and I'm not going to say just wine, but I'm talking about a distillery and brewery that had a members only area where you got exclusive stuff.
Sure.
I mean, you got exclusive stuff. They put a bottle out here and say, okay, this is only for members only up to such and such date, and then it becomes available for public. You actually got members only stuff that will probably never be for the public, general public. So that's an incentive right there.
Always let somebody taste.
Oh yeah, let them taste.
I always let you taste, but no, those are for our members.
Here's the cheese right there. Go ahead and take a bite of that cheese.
That's absolutely right. Taste the nectar. Get a little taste of that.
Oh man! So are you doing that also with your spirits and also with your wine as well?
So pre-releases will come on the spirits to our members.
Okay.
We don't have any kind of like private reserve that is a members only spirit yet. Mm-hmm. As we grow that line, then yes, that'll eventually probably develop into something along those lines. But normally whenever we do a release of something, it's always going to be primarily focused on trying to do the members first. In that, let them have it, let them even choose the cocktails. Mm-hmm. We'll have our mixologists come and make drinks. And so a lot of what makes it on the menu is from the feedback that we'll get from members. And they say, okay, this is what we like. This is great. So that way, that game part of it of, man, I hope this takes off. we've already done some pre-tastes with all of the members on it, and they get to receive some special discounts and perks on it.
So you get to be a member and a guinea pig all in the same time?
All at the same time.
I mean, how better can life be?
There's nothing better than getting some tastes of some drinks, right? And
Why do I have a fourth year growing? No,
it's coming quick. Yeah. We're going to sign you up before you leave.
Okay. So I also, you was telling us about you're going to eventually have like special food menu also for the members only.
So right now we're in talks and discussing doing a special area for our members. That would be a members only menu. That's a little bit more fine dining style on that one. So it's not finalized yet. That one's in still discussion. We're looking at it. We're talking to some members to see if that's something that they would enjoy. We'll always have the restaurant available. There's a lot of wineries here. There's some wineries that do a members only area that we've gotten feedback that some people don't care for that mentality. It works great for them. Nothing against what they're doing. I think it's fantastic.
Right.
But for us, because of the size and having the hotel coming, we've got to always have a restaurant available to those hotel guests. Right. So, but if we can create an extra menu that's going to be just a little bit more special, just one more perk for them, then we'll always do everything that we can to always make our members feel extra special.
Nice. So that is a good point that you just brought up there. So for Archway, just for the mass area only, not the members only area. So you don't need to be a member at all to walk in here.
No, please come in.
You don't need to make reservations or anything. You just walk in.
Reservations are always encouraged, but they're not mandatory. We're a big space, so chances are we're going to be able to find a spot for you somewhere in here.
That is nice. That is really, really nice. I like that. Because, I mean, to me, it is a turnoff where I want to go to a winery and check a winery out, and you got to be a member to check it out.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not... I mean,
you don't even know if you like it yet.
Yeah, you don't even know you like it yet. And I'm not saying that's a turn off, but I mean, it does put the people off who want to come in and try it.
Sure.
And wine is great. You should show your wine off. I want to show my wine off to you. I want you to come in here and like it and then become a member.
Sure.
But I mean, I really like what you got going on here.
So our membership's a little bit different than most. A lot of the wineries here, it's set up where they choose your wine for you. Right? You're there. They're going to send you out something. Because we're a winery, distillery, brewery, we had to do something very different.
Okay.
So ours, I like to tell people that it's more like an Archway savings account. Right? Like that's really what I like to sell it as. Because you're going to come in here, you're going to sign up for it. Your money doesn't expire. It builds up like a credit. So if you were the entry level at like $45, right? And you go the whole year and you're only here twice a year, and you're still spending on your monthly, that money just accumulated. And at the end of the year, you've got like a $500-$600 credit, and you can use it on whatever you want. Now, we're not going to dictate that to you. We're not going to tell you have to use it on these bottles of wine. If you want to use it in the restaurant towards food, use it towards food. You want to use it on cigars, one of the cigars that we have, use it on a cigar. You want to use it in the mercantile, go to the store and buy some merchandise on it. You can use your money, your membership, however you want to use it. So that's why I call it a savings account, right?
Okay.
It's your money. This week, your girlfriend, your wife wants wine, get wine this month. Next month, you want that bourbon, use it on bourbon, right? So
okay, you did say a keyword there. I'm gonna back up for a second. You said cigars.
Yes.
So y'all have your own.
We got our own labeled cigars.
Oh my God!
And we're enhancing that game.
I'm gonna need a membership now.
We're in. We got you.
See what happened? He gave me a taste of the nectar. Now I'm signed up.
See that? What a deal.
So, man, that is amazing what y'all are doing here. So, you don't have to just get wine for your membership. You can get beer, you can get spirits, you can do whatever you want. And if you don't pick it up right away, it just puts in there and it holds.
It holds.
So is it an every month membership? Is it every 3 months? Is it every 6 months?
There's different styles that you can get, right? So ours, there is a yearly that you can pay. If you want to do that one, then you can pay up front for the full year, or you can do the monthly. We're not dictating to you how you're going to do it. Your free drinks, it comes with drink vouchers and all that stuff. We're not telling you that, again, you've got to use it today. It doesn't expire. So you're able to have your vouchers whenever you come in. You're going to get your drinks. I like when people really see, and then on top of it, as a member, you get a discount on your food. So if you're coming here, to me, it's a no-brainer, because it's not like we're taking your money and taking the percentage. You pay $45, it's your $45. Right. So you're going to come back and you're going to not only have that $45 credit sitting in your account, and you're going to receive those drinks right now, you're also going to get, as a member, a discount if you eat at the restaurant too. So, I mean, it's almost like a membership / loyalty program.
So I'm going to be honest with you.
Sure.
So the first time I saw this, I was very skeptical of it, and because it's a big thing. I thought this is from California, that kind of stuff.
Sure. We get that a lot.
And now that I'm actually get to pull the curtain behind and get to see it, this is what this whole podcast is about, is let people see what they see about it from the road. And just like me, I had a misconception of the place.
Sure.
And coming in here and sit down and getting to talk with you now, getting to take the tour of the place, getting to know the place a little bit better. This is actually a really great place. It's an amazing place. And the fact that you're opening your doors up and says, hey, y'all come in here. We'll help you out. We'll let you taste what you need to get you find what you want. Oh, by the way, your wife and your girlfriend or whatever, your friends want to go over here and drink wine while your husbands and boyfriends or whatever goes over here and drinks beer. So be it. Everybody's happy. You got everything you need right here. And you have cigars. Shop. I mean, I'm sorry. I love cigars.
Man, get a cigar, listen to the live music on the weekend. Right? Nothing better.
How much better life can be?
It really defines. We like to use the word destination for relaxation, right? So, I mean, you come here and relax and enjoy it. You're close enough in Texas that you've got San Antonio, which is 45, 50 minutes away. You got Austin, right? Everything's just a quick drive. So if you're not near here, you're a quick flight away. And then once we have the hotel, we'll pick you up and come enjoy a stop and just enjoy some live music, smoke a cigar, have some great spirits or drinks.
Getting excited over here.
Right?
Now, the only thing you need now, you need to have a massage therapist in here.
So the hotel will actually have a spa.
Oh dang.
So thank you for that lead-in. Well played. So no, there will be a full spa at the hotel. So you will be able to have your massage and then just grab that cigar right after and you're done. Right.
So I'm going to move in tomorrow, by the way.
Those RV spots are for sale. You can have your own.
I can't afford my own house. What are you talking about? I'm kind of speechless now. And folks, we all look at things like this. We always see a winery or a destination, and we always have misconceptions of what it is.
Sure.
Do not do this with Archery. I apologize for my misconception.
It happens a lot. You're not the only one.
This is an amazing place, guys. Y'all need to come in here. Yes, they do other things than wine, but this is an amazing location. Come in here and check this out. Lance, you shared with us a while ago some of the vision for the future. I know you fixed to take a drink of water right quick. So.
No, you're good. You're good.
But I mean, you shared with us some of the vision that you got coming up, and I have to just say, wow, I'm impressed with what y'all have coming up. You want to kind of pull the curtain back just a little bit, let everybody, our listeners, hear what you got coming up here with Archery. I mean, is it under an NDA?
No, it's not an NDA. Everything is always about trying to be transparent. That's our biggest thing. All right. So if we can express to the public our desire to constantly kind of, you mentioned it, right? Like when you started off the show, you said, call in, talk, and let us know what content you want to hear. Mm-hmm. Well, we're the same way as a winery, like, right? The feedback from consumers is what drives business. Right. So we're always looking to grow. So we have nothing to hide when it comes to anything that we're doing, really. I think with the upcoming sharing, which part specifically are you?
But the hotel and the pools and
So we talked a little bit just a minute ago, like with the spa. We do have a hotel. It's going to be a Wyndham Dulce brand hotel. It'll have 130 rooms to it. It'll have a full spa, massage spa, right? Therapy, all that. It'll have another restaurant inside of that. There will be an event center attached to it. So as far as I know, we'll be the only event center of the magnitude that it's going to be that can handle large quantities. So we want to do everything underneath the sun there. The back side of that hotel faces our amphitheater. We do have an amphitheater here where we do concerts. We just had a huge music festival, 12 bands over 2 days. Goo Goo Dolls were here, Switchfoot. It's kind of a flashback to the 90s, right?
How did I miss that concert?
It was during the eclipse. So, they scared off a lot of people in Fredericksburg.
I had to work. That's why I didn't come down here.
See? I just need more vacation time.
We won't talk about that.
But no, once that hotel opens, I mean, Wyndham's got 88 million members. So, hopefully that attracts a lot more attention to not just us at Archway, but hopefully it also helps out the other wineries up and down this the 290 trail.
Right.
It doesn't just benefit us; it benefits the economy of Fredericksburg, and that's the biggest part is giving back.
Right.
Do we want to receive? Of course, right? We're in this to make money. That's a no-brainer. But at the same time, it hopefully provides more jobs. It allows us, by the time that's done with the hotel, we should have over 200 employees working here on site. So that's 200 people that now have a job that are working and earning.
Right.
That's what we want to do. Is we want to take care of our community and steward the land that we're on, and give back to the community to the best way that we can possibly do it while still supporting Texas. Right. This is Texas local. So we're as Texas pride as you can get when it comes to being about Texas.
Right.
So we want to do what you said. We want to raise awareness of the fact that you can come to Texas and you're going to get not just good wine, hopefully some of the best wine. There's a reason why Texas wines are winning all of the awards right now,
exactly,
right?
Yes.
Brand recognition and show that, man, Texas isn't a joke.
Yeah.
We're in this to win it. And so we want people to come to Fredericksburg and have a great time.
Yes.
So
and coming here, you'll have an experience. This is not just having a good time. This is an experience. I mean, just a little bit of walking around and stuff. Now, I know you showed us around. Do you actually take people do they have hey, for $50, you can take a tour around the place and see everything?
So it's funny that you say that, right? So we discussed that, and man, there's so many wineries here that you got to go pay for a tour. And so I just actually talked to the owners about 2 weeks ago, and I said, I want to do away with charged tours. I would rather give a tour for free. So now if you come in, you can ask for a tour and we'll give you a tour of everything. Let you see behind the scenes and see what we're doing.
That's awesome.
I want people to experience it. I want them to see what's going on, see the beers being made in the back, talk to our brewer, talk to our distiller, understand what you're about to put in your mouth.
Right.
All right. So, if you have to pay for it, just because, then yes, it makes us a little bit money, but hopefully then you see a little bit more of the dream of what we're trying to do, and you get that little bit of buy-in. And if you join our family, because I believe like when you work for a family atmosphere like this, and you're not just buying a membership, you're buying into a dream, and you're buying into a vision, and you're going, I want to be a part of what's to come. So I want you to come and experience it. So come in, get a free tour and take a look.
That is awesome that y'all do that, because I mean, again, you gave us the tour and that was pretty impressive. And people, when you listen to this episode, you come to Fredericksburg, come and do a tour of this place. It's just impressive what they've got going on here. I mean, I could tell you how impressive it is all day. You just got to come and see it firsthand. It's just, man, just amazing what y'all got going on here, Lance.
We greatly appreciate that.
Yeah. So what is the vision for the future of Archway? So you got a Wyndham Hotel coming in. Sure. You got a vineyard that you're going to be planning pretty soon. What's after you get those done in? What's the future of all that? What's coming in after that? Because dreams don't ever just stop.
Dreams don't stop. So the real estate right now is probably our biggest focus, right? Because that's a completely different thing that a lot of Fredericksburg doesn't have, that's tied into the winery, right? So our community has over 200 and something homes. So the people that buy into that community, there's a bridge that's going across from property, right? So again, 300 acres. So that bridge goes over the river, and it's a golf cart bridge. We'll do delivery to that. Really, I think establishing the community and the intertwinement between how to do that at an elevated level. We're always trying to up our food game and how we can start doing. I really want to develop a wine 101 class. You see the wine dinners everywhere, but there's a lot of people that don't know how to start, right? Like when I come in and I want to get involved in the wine game, where do I start? What wine do I even start with? So we want to start doing some classes for people, learn how to pair a wine. If I just come in and I just want to order a bottle, what do I do? What questions do I ask? Help guide me.
Right.
So we're looking at putting together some fun classes, and I think just evolving. I want to start a farmer's market out here also.
Oh, dang.
Just again, more stuff for the community.
Yeah.
On that part, we got a lot of property, so we need to utilize it. We've done classic car shows. I think the biggest part is figuring out how to integrate better with the community that we're in, right? And helping the community realize that we are part of the community. We're not some outsiders.
Right.
We're not, again, we're not a California winery that moved into Fredericksburg, but we're 6 generations that are true Texans that live on site, right? Like the owners live on premise. So we're Fredericksburg. So what can we do better to be good community members?
You know, that is probably the most impressive thing right there. That as I want to say, I don't know how to say it without being rude, but it's how that I like how y'all want to intertwine with the community, because a lot of places, and I'm not saying wineries, I'm just saying a lot of places, period, don't want to do that. They don't want to intertwine. They want to come in, do their thing, and get out.
Sure.
You're actually want to bring, farmers market out here. You're doing a car show. You're doing live concerts out here. You want to bring the community out here to say, hey, look, this is us. This is you. This is us.
Sure.
I hope I'm actually making that sound.
No, it is. It's exactly what it is.
I mean, it's awesome that the 6th generation Texan, because they know what it's like to be here in Texas. They know what it's okay. Again, we talked about this earlier. 1 minute, it's sunny, the next minute it's snowing.
Sure.
So they know what it's like. They know what it's going to be like. In July, August, when it's 900 degrees outside, and they know that the community is not going to be outside during that time frame because it's hot. I love that y'all have that. Y'all know what's going on. And I commend y'all for doing that. So that's, man, I I don't know what else to say about that.
Well, we appreciate it. So hopefully the next, I think, goal is to start doing like some movies in the amphitheater for the community, family nights.
Oh, that's awesome.
After hours kind of a thing.
Yeah.
We got the string lights out there. So if we can utilize that stage for more than just concerts and do like a free movie at nighttime for families, there's not a lot of family things to do in Fredericksburg, but there are some families that are, or I say some, there's quite a few young families that have either moved here because Fredericksburg is a great place to raise a family. So again, there's always something. I wish that I could just give you this list and say, here's the future and here's the dreams. If I was to say that there's dreams, I would say the sky's the limit, right? If this works, then we would love to go big and just say, let's keep growing. But what we really want to do is get good at what we've got right now and steward what's in front of us now and steward it well.
Yep.
And then let's see what the future holds once we've mastered this. But the first step is let's be great to Fredericksburg, and hopefully Fredericksburg's great to us.
Right. And that Fredericksburg is listed as the second most visited wine country in the United States.
Crazy to think how much it's grown.
I know. And I'm just going to tell you this. So as a kid, I remember coming to Fredericksburg, coming picking peaches off the trees. There was not one grapevine, one winery, not one distillery, not one brewery, microbrewery, or any of that here at all.
Just peaches.
It was just peaches, or it was fruits.
Sure.
And walking down the street, seeing all the little stores and stuff, and then over the years, I've drive through, and come through here when I used to live in Brownwood, in Breckenridge, and we would drive through Fredericksburg to go to San Antonio, and we would stop. One of my favorite places to stop at, by the way, this is going to be a little plug for them, is the Aberrant Nimitz Museum. I mean, that was always one of my favorite places to go through. I mean, I could go through it 500 times and still enjoy it every time.
Exciting every time you see it.
Every time. And now has seen it change. It has progressed with the times and everything. And what is going on in the community now, what y'all got going on here, and now it's, like I said, the second largest visited wine area in the United States. That is just an amazing. And y'all are adding to that now.
Sure.
And that's, again, I can't commend y'all enough for what y'all are doing. And again, I apologize for my misconception, and I hope this episode right here will take that misconception from everybody else away as well.
I hope so. Like I mentioned earlier, that is an issue that we've experienced, is that people just don't know. But we live in a day and age of keyboard warriors, is what I like to call them. Right? Everybody likes to jump behind their keyboard, and they want to attack before they learn. And I think that it's important that people understand. Man, do your research before you come to a judgment. Right. Yeah. I'm guilty of that. And it's something that I'm trying to teach my children is, before you judge something, take the extra minute, learn a little bit more before you come up to what you feel you think you know before you actually know. Right. Because you'll be pleasantly surprised when you take the time to actually learn about the people, learn about what you're about to see and what you're about to witness, because it'll change your whole perception.
Oh, most definitely. And I know you definitely have changed my perception of this place completely 100%. And I'm behind y'all 100%. I mean, I'm not, y'all did Texas Wines. I was already behind y'all 100%, but now that I know more about the story and about the history of this and what y'all are doing, I'm 110% behind y'all now.
Well, we appreciate that.
And again, I feel bad now.
Oh, don't feel bad. You're here. All right.
I mean, it's just, again, it's just, you see it and you see history and you see things being changed and all that. And you kind of, good example of this, when I was in grade school in Breckenridge, this area, the building that I was in and I went to school with, they tore it down and built something more modern. And I was angry about that.
Sure.
Because I went to school there.
It's your history.
That was my history. And now it's gone. And it was the same thing here, coming through here and you see all these new buildings get brought up and stuff. And you're like, I remember doing that right there, and now it's gone. But now I see what the future's going to hold, and I'm not so hurt now. I have the memories, but I see the future, and that's what I like to see.
Well, hopefully new memories get formed.
Oh, yeah.
Fashion, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we can be a part of those.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully this will be a spot that, man, people come in and they have a nice glass of wine and they bring their children for a great meal.
Yep.
Right? And they get both. But their children wind up coming here in 20 years going, I grew up eating there, and that's my spot, right? Like that's my place.
My name's still carved right here on the table.
Right? So, but those are the memories.
Yes.
And that's the things, man, those childhood memories that you can build. So we're one of the few places that I know of that you can we're family friendly. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of places up and down this street that aren't family friendly,
right?
And there's a need for those, right? But for us, we've tried to create that place where you're going to be able to create those memories for your full generations to come, and then they'll bring their children and their children, hopefully.
Nice. All right, so we're going to switch gears real quick.
Sure.
We're going to talk a little bit about the wine now.
Okay.
So everything you can have here is coming from Texas.
Yes, sir.
Do you know what wines you have on hand?
Our Tempranillo has grown in popularity tremendously. Our Tannat is absolutely to die for. And pardon me for all of you people that are very technical. I'm not great with all of my verbiage, right? But the Mourvedre,
Don't worry
if I said that wrong.
Some people say Mourvedre.
I've heard it called all kinds of things.
The M word.
Right? The M word. I have heard that one. You get some people that actually speak French and they're like, you're saying it wrong. I'm like, exactly. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm here. So
yeah, I'm Texan.
I'm Texan. That's how it's coming out. So, but those three are probably like some of the most popular that we've got right now that I can tell you. The Gewürztraminer, we've got Pinot Grigio, we've got, which I can get you the list and do it. My area is going to be the food. My wine guys and all that stuff. I'm getting educated too. I came back into the wine game just recently. So this isn't my area of expertise, sadly.
Right. Oh, and you know what? One of the things that I love doing, and this is one of my favorite things, is so I've been learning about wine for the last 5 years now. I've learned about wine, and I find that the wine community in a general, I'm not just saying Texas, but I'm saying wine community in general, is very pretentious and very snobbery, and I don't like that.
Sure.
Because you got people that see that and are put off by it, like, oh, you drink wine, you're a snob. No, wine is actually probably one of the greatest drinks you have out there.
So much fun.
It is. I like to say that when you're in a winery, you don't ever see a bar fight in a winery.
That's a good point.
But you find people making friendships, lasting friendships in those places. I mean, a lot of the people I work with at the winery back in North Texas, they say I talk too much. It's true. That's why I'm doing this podcast, is I talk too much. But I mean, when I talk, I educate and I get to know who they are. They get to know who I am, and they get to see the passion that I have. And then it translates into their education and learning about wine. Sure. And they in turn, they actually enjoy it better. I've seen a lot of people that come in there and say, oh, I like sweet wines. I like sweet wines. And I was like, well, let me take you through an experience. I don't call it a tasting. I call it an experience. And walk them through drinking whites, rosés, reds. And I tell them, I'll give you a sweet at the very end. If you don't like anything, I give you it all. And by the end of that experience, they finally learn what it is about wine they like.
You help them understand.
Yeah.
Sure.
And by the way, your list here, I mean, Sangiovese and Tempranillo, I mean, you can't go wrong with either one of those.
No, Sangiovese is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm a Tempranillo fan.
Are you?
Yeah. So, but
the rosé, same thing. Honestly, like I said, there's so many.
Yeah.
And we're always working on new ones.
Oh, yeah.
But one of our team members, she said it perfectly. She was like, nobody's palate's wrong.
That is correct.
And I loved it because she's like, you might like this, but this person's going to like this. And she's like, so when somebody says, oh, I don't like that one, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. It just means that it's not for you.
Right.
Yep. So, and that's the wonderful thing is there's over 500 wineries in the wine country, right? We've got, I think, over 64 on the wine trail. You're going to taste a lot of Tempranillos up and down this wine trail. Ours might be one that you love. It might be one that you don't like, but
correct.
As you come in, hopefully we can guide you on one that you're going to fall in love with. So I love that you say that it's an experience because I use that with the team members here a lot.
Yeah.
You're coming in here and you're on a journey.
Yeah.
And hopefully that we're able to guide you through that journey and you have an amazing experience by the time you leave.
Yeah. And that's one of my biggest goals is to give people an experience when it comes to wine.
Sure.
Again, I love coming around to all the different wineries and stuff and sit down and talking to the winemakers and the owners and the GMs. And we talk about this and say, hey, this is what it is about wine that you can enjoy. I mean, yes, you're not a technical person, but you know enough about wine that you can sit down and have a conversation with us and we can have, like, hey, I taste.
I'm going to learn something.
Right. But that's, you actually made a good point right there. You're going to learn something because you know what? I may know something that you don't know, but you know something that I don't know.
Absolutely.
And if we learn off of that right there, then it becomes a bond. It becomes a friendship because now we've now know each other, So that's one thing I love about the wine industry here in Texas is because we do that a lot. So Lance, I really appreciate you allowing us to come in here, opening your doors, and letting us sit down and talk with you, talk about Archway. It's been an absolutely pleasant experience to sit down and talk to you. I can't even have the words right now to even say how I feel because it's been an experience, folks. Y'all need to come out here and check this out. I can't say it enough. And then when you get your hotel built up, it's even going to be better.
You're going to get that cigar and that massage.
Oh man. Listen to him. He's already trying to sell me off in there.
Booking for 2026.
So that is coming in 2026?
That's the goal as of right now. So once it breaks ground, it's supposed to take 18 months until completion.
18 months.
So hopefully here in the next 3 months or so is when you should start seeing dirt moving.
Nice. Well, hopefully I'll be down here. Obviously, again, we'll see what's going on and stuff. But folks, again, y'all need to come down here. And, a lot of times at the end of this podcast, we talk about our takeaways. And I want to say this. We've talked about all the other wineries who had dreams to start something and bring it to fruition. This one right here, it's no, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not too early to start your dream. 21 years ago, dreaming of this, and now it's at fruition, and it's just becoming bigger, and you added another block to that dream to make it bigger. And what they've done here is amazing. Lance, what you've done here, what your distillers have done, your master brewers have done, your vintners have done, your vineyard managers, everybody who has brought everything together because they all were part of that block of that dream. You've done an amazing job here, and I commend y'all for that.
Thank you for that.
So I thank you for allowing us to come in here to sit down to do this. It's been an amazing journey so far, and I can't wait to see the future for Archway.
We appreciate that. Thank you for having me as a guest.
Yeah, thank you. So at the end of all of our shows, we do wine quotes. Okay. So well, before we go to the wine quotes, I'm almost skipped important stuff. Our sponsors.
Sure.
So one of our sponsors is the Texas Wine Lover app. And obviously you're aware of it? The Texas Wine Lover app?
I am, very much.
And you got your spot on there, right?
Well, I believe that we're getting our spot on there.
Okay. Get your spot on there because that's a great place.
We just talked about it.
Okay. So Texas Wine Lover, folks, if you don't have the app, you need to get it. It will list all the wineries in Texas here, including Archway, and and also on that app, it talks about places to stay, RV parks, and food and stuff. Archway is going to be on there, so y'all need to get that app. And then the next one our next sponsor is Fly with Wine. Have you heard of these people?
I haven't.
So let's say we're going to go to Europe, okay? We're going to go drink some wine over there. Oh, we want to buy some wine. Well, you could ship it via UPS or FedEx, and it's going to take several weeks to get here. Or you can get a suitcase that carries a case of wine or a 6-pack of wine and check it in for the same cost you're going to ship it. And when you land back here in the States, you already have your wine in hand. You can be drinking it on the way home.
That's commitment. Yeah.
That's called love right there.
That is called love. That's called collector. That's a great, brilliant. Fulfilling a need.
Exactly.
Right?
Fulfilling a need.
There you go.
Fulfilling a need.
Fly with wine.
Fly with wine. Yes, sir.
I love it.
It's a great thing, man. They'll even personalize it for you too, because it has We Know Texas Vino tag right on it. So I mean, it's great. It's amazing.
Even better.
Yeah, it's better. So, all right. So we're going to end this episode with some quotes. Okay. So we love to do funny quotes, serious quotes, or really thought provocative quotes. And we did a thought provocative ones last night, and my brain is still kind of reeling around it because it was Julia Child. So these are a little bit funnier. Okay. So the first one is: pessimist sees the glass as half empty. Optimists are already opening another bottle. And then this one right here is actually probably one of my favorite ones. Great wine requires a madman to grow the vine, a wise man to watch over it, a lucid poet to make it, and a lover to drink it. I mean, is that not great or what?
That'll make you think.
It makes you think. So this is Will with We Know Texas Vino, and cheers.